it in a time long, long ago. Nestled in a quiet village, surrounded by rolling green hills and a sea of bamboo, there lived a humble woodcutter named Tam. His life was simple and often hard. Every single day, he would venture into the vast bamboo forest, his trusty axe in hand, to cut down stalks of bamboo. He'd then carry them to the market, selling them to earn just enough to get by. Despite his poverty, Tam's heart was rich with kindness. He was an honest man, respected by all, who never took more than what he needed from the forest and never wished harm upon any living thing. His days were a rhythm of work, rest, and quiet contentment, a life woven into the very fabric of the green world around him. One morning, as the sun's first rays filtered through the dense canopy of leaves, Tam ventured deeper into the forest than he ever had before. The air was still, broken only by the whisper of the wind through the bamboo. As he was about to swing his axe, a sound stopped him in his tracks. It wasn't the usual rustle of leaves or the call of a bird. It was a soft, almost ethereal cry, and it seemed to be coming from within a particularly thick, gleaming stalk of bamboo right in front of him. Puzzled and a little afraid, Tam lowered his axe. His curiosity got the better of him. He approached the bamboo stalk cautiously, pressing his ear against its smooth, cool surface. The cry was clearer now, a gentle whimper like that of a newborn baby. With a heart full of wonder and a touch of trepidation, Tam decided he had to see what was inside. Instead of chopping it down, he used his blade with incredible care, gently splitting the bamboo stalk open along its length. The stalk parted like a curtain, revealing a sight that made him gasp. There, nestled inside a silken cradle of bamboo fibers, was a tiny baby girl. She wasn't just any baby. She was glowing with a soft, warm light, as if she were made of moonlight itself. Tam stood there, utterly astonished, his mind struggling to comprehend the miracle before him. He had spent his entire life in this forest, but he had never seen anything so magical. Overcome with a sense of wonder and a surge of protective love, Tam knew he couldn't leave her there. He carefully, gently lifted the glowing baby from her bamboo cradle. She was so small, so perfect. He wrapped her in a piece of his own worn cloth, holding her close to his chest to keep her warm. He looked around the forest, half expecting someone to appear, but there was only silence. This child, he realized, was a gift from the forest, a miracle meant for him. With a newfound purpose in his step, he turned and headed back home, leaving his axe and his work for the day behind. His life, he sensed, was about to change forever. He decided to name her, say, TRC, a fitting name for a child found in the heart of the bamboo. It meant, quite simply, Bamboo Girl. The years flowed by like a gentle river. TM raised, say, TRC as his own daughter, showering her with all the love a father could give. And as she grew, it became clear that she was no ordinary child. Say TRC blossomed into a young woman of breathtaking beauty. Her skin was as fair and smooth as a polished pearl, seeming to glow from within. and her hair was as black and shiny as a raven's wing, cascading down her back like a silken waterfall. But her beauty was more than just skin deep. She possessed a gentle and compassionate spirit that touched everyone she met. She was kind to animals, helpful to the neighbors, and her laughter was like the chiming of tiny bells. The entire village adored her, not just for her stunning looks, but for the purity and kindness that radiated from her very soul. Life in the small cottage was filled with happiness. Tam's days were no longer just about survival. They were filled with the joy of watching his daughter grow. He taught her the names of the birds in the forest, and she, in turn, seemed to have a special connection with nature. Flowers bloomed brighter wherever she walked, and the bamboo in the forest seemed to rustle a special welcome whenever she passed by. The villagers would often whisper amongst themselves, marveling at her grace and otherworldly charm. They'd say she was too perfect for this world, a fairy child sent to bless their humble village. And in his heart, though he never spoke of it, Tam knew they were right. She was his treasure, his miracle from the bamboo grove. Then, one fateful night, as a full moon hung in the sky like a giant silver lantern, a strange and wondrous event occurred. A brilliant, shimmering light descended from the heavens, bathing the entire village in a soft, golden glow. The villagers came out of their homes, shielding their eyes as they gazed at the sky in awe. A procession of celestial beings, clad in robes that seemed woven from starlight, floated down from the moonlit clouds and landed gracefully in front of Tam's small cottage. They moved with an elegance that was not of this world, their presence both commanding and serene. TM and say TRC came to the door, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and wonder. The leader of the heavenly group, a figure of serene authority, stepped forward and spoke. Their voice was not a sound, but a melody that resonated directly in Tam's mind. "Good Tam," the being said, "we have come for our princess. Say, TRC is not an ordinary mortal. She is a princess from the Moon Palace, a celestial being sent to the earth for a time. Her journey here was a gift to you, a reward for your pure heart and boundless kindness. But her time on this world is now over. She must return to her home in the heavens." The words struck Tam like a physical blow. His world, which had been so full of light and joy, suddenly tilted on its axis. Tam's heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. Tears streamed down his weathered face as he fell to his knees, his hands clasped in supplication. "Please," he begged, his voice choked with sobs, "please don't take her from me. She is my daughter, my everything. I cannot live without her." He looked at, say TRC, his precious bamboo girl, and saw the sadness in her own luminous eyes. But as she looked back at him, her expression was filled not only with sorrow, but with a deep, profound love. She knelt beside him, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder. Her touch was as soft as a moonbeam. "Father," she said softly, her voice a comforting balm to his wounded soul, "do not be sad. My time here was a precious gift, and the love you have given me is a treasure I will carry with me for all eternity. Though I must return to the Moon Palace, I will never truly leave you." She looked up at the glowing moon, then back at her heartbroken father. "I will always be watching over you. I will watch over our home and our entire village from my home among the stars." With those words, she stood up and walked towards the celestial beings. Turning back for one last, loving look at the man who had raised her, a golden light enveloped her, lifting her gently off the ground. With tears clouding his vision, Tam watched as his beloved daughter, his Satyasi, ascended into the night sky. She rose higher and higher, a radiant figure surrounded by a halo of golden light, drifting towards the moon like a beautiful, solitary star. He watched until she was just a speck of light, and then she disappeared, merging with the brilliance of the full moon. The celestial beings followed, and soon the sky was dark and quiet once more, leaving only a heartbroken old man and a village bathed in the soft, silvery moonlight. The night felt empty, the silence profound. From that day on, Tam's life was changed again. Though a deep sadness remained in his heart, it was tempered by the love and the promise his daughter had left behind. And he was not alone in his memory of her. The story of the magical bamboo girl spread throughout the land, and so a new tradition was born in the village. Every night there was a full moon. The villagers would gather outside, their faces turned towards the sky. They would gaze up at the bright, luminous orb, and they swore that if you looked closely, you could see her. You could see the delicate outline of a young woman sitting gracefully among clouds that looked like a grove of bamboo. It was the gentle bamboo princess, Satyasi, keeping her promise, forever watching over the earth and over her beloved father below. And so the legend of the bamboo cutter continues to be told, a timeless tale of kindness rewarded, of a love that transcends even the vast distance between heaven and earth. Thank you so much for joining me for this beautiful story. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more legends from around the world. We love having you as part of our community. Until next time, take care.